Today we are going to talk about the shank and how you get rid of it. A friend of mine saw me doing a video at his course and he said, "Can you please do a video on how to get rid of the shanks?" I said, "Okay." But I got a little nervous because I don't want to get the shanks by teaching you how to hit a shank because it's a mental thing, but it's also a physical thing. You're doing a couple things that are very obvious to an instructor, and they're very simple remedies, but your body has memorized how to shank and you got to take it out of there, so it gets it out of the cycle. You're just in a cycle of shanks, and I'm going to show you how to do that when we come back. So there's basically two types of shanks. It's like when you just pull out a wedge and you shank it, or it's any iron you shank it, and of course you're hitting the ball right on the neck here. I mean, some say it's off the toe, but if you're hitting it off the toe, you got bigger problems than that. You're just moving all over the place. And of course, that two reasons for shanking is: one, you're moving this way, closer to the ball. I'll tell you why. Or your grip is betraying you. Now, I got the shanks when I had a severe back problem and I had to practice for a tournament. I couldn't withdraw from the tournament because it happened to be with my father. It was a father-son thing. That wasn't allowed. I couldn't withdraw, pain or no pain. But I was gripping the club really strong in my practice session. So I was trying to, I guess, hook it more. And what I was also doing was taking the club to the inside. Because one of the causes of the shanks, especially with a wedge, is you take it too far to the inside, and then you come and you lean forward to hit it, and you don't roll it over or square the face, and you shank it. That's one cause. It could be also that when you have your wedge, you're opening up too much to try to clear the hips. You still take it inside, and then when your hips come, shank it that way. That's two. Another way you can shank it with a wedge is if you have your hands too far forward, and then when you come down, you move them down to this position, so you go from this position to this position, shankarino. There's three. It's got to be one of those. Well, there's one more, but I already kind of said it. The other thing is, not only are you taking the wedge too far inside, you're standing so far away from the ball and your body says, "Hey, we're too far away from the ball," and you've grooved coming into this, moving the head and everything, the skeleton, your spine angle in to compensate for being too far away. You're leaning in at the last moment, hitting it on a hosel. That's a shank. So that's why you shank. I mean, but don't get upset. It's not the end of the world. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get off these irons, right? We're going to get off the irons and we're going to get onto a shorter wood, fairway wood. This is a heaven wood, and we're going to hit, because you can't shank this. This is shank proof. If you're shanking this, I mean, take 2 weeks off and then go see a doctor or something, or a swing doctor, not me. You can't really shank this, but if you swing and you're moving forward on it and you're hitting it right on the heel, at least you'll know what the problem is, right? Because you're probably doing the same thing with your woods, taking it too far inside leaning forward and hitting it on the heel. But you'll know right away. I mean, if you're shanking your wedge and you take a normal swing and you're hitting your wood in the center, that means it's a wedge problem. But if you're hitting your woods right on the button, that means it's not a swing problem as much as it is a wedge problem. You're addressing your wedge differently. You know, you're leaning, for some reason, you're leaning too far, you got your hands too far up. It's one of the two. So, how do we get rid of it? Well, let me show you. I have an 8-iron here. Now, if you're shanking your wedge or your short irons, see how far you are from the ball. I can't stress this enough. People are standing too far away from the ball, and you're saying, well, how does that cause a shank? Well, because if you're a little too far away from the ball, your weight goes from being evenly distributed on your feet, where it should be, here, right, to here, and now your weight is on your toes. You don't want your weight on your toes, because you're going to overreact and throw it to the heels on the downswing, which is not good, or you're going to lean forward on the shot and hit the hosel because you're leaning too far forward in your address position. Believe it or not, that's probably what caused it. The other thing is you got such a strong grip going, taking it to the inside, and then you're just hitting it out when you come down on a downswing, and you don't want that either. So, make your grip more neutral, right? First, you could try standing closer to the ball. That might solve your problem right there. Because now, instead of going in here, because you're closer to the ball, you're taking the club straight back and through. That will solve a lot of problems right there. Okay. So put the ball on a tee. Make it easy for yourself. Unless for some reason you're just shanking when the ball is on the turf. But this is a rescue mission. So stand closer to the ball. Your weight should be evenly distributed on your feet, shouldn't be on the toes. Loosen your arms. Do the soft arm thing. If you don't know what soft arming is, tune into that video. Do the soft arming thing. Stand much closer to the ball. No pressure. And just do that very lightly. Don't swing. Don't go like this. Lock yourself in. Keep it nice and easy. And you're just swinging nice and relaxed. Right? Nice and relaxed. That was even a little hook shot. You can hit a couple off the turf. See how close I am to it? I'm not out here. I'm not doing this. Because your body's going to say, I'm not close enough to the ball, so you're going to move your head and move everything. And now, I might as well say it. A lot of people think that this move where they go, I see so many people shanking on the ranges right now because they're trying to do this. What the heck is that? You don't do that. You don't copy that. Now, if you want to see somebody do it successfully, I guess you take a video of Tommy Fleetwood, but I don't think he's moving his head. I think he's just coming off it, and there's a big difference. You don't want to move your head ever in the swing. Never. Unless it's a little bit, with your pivot, it goes down a little bit and comes back up when you leg drive, or just naturally moving your head in the swing, you're turning it to the right on the backswing. 'Backswing. That's all. You don't want to move your head up and down, up and down. 'Cause you're just going to move your head. 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 You're just going to move It's just no pressure, no strain, just like that. Loose arms, just relax everything. Relax everything. And just hit very relaxing shots. Don't spin the club open too much, right? Don't go like this, because now if you don't time it correctly on the back, you're going to shank it too. So keep it square on the way back, or at least the first foot, and nice and easy. Another thing, if you still continue to shank after all that, try getting more of a weight shift. Make sure you're not keeping the weight too far forward and you can't flip it over. Make sure you're getting weight distributed on your back inside of your back foot. If you're lefty or righty, the inside of your back foot. Make sure you're getting a little weight back there. But nice and relaxed, close to the ball. Let the weight go back. It's like throwing a ball. That's what it's like. Don't stiffen up. Take all the tension out of the swing. After you hit a few of these irons better, get your fairway wood that's teed up. And again, little weight shift back, really loose. Just very, very calmly stroke one out there. That's it. And just do it over and over again. I hit that right in the center of the club. If you're heeling it with the driver or the wood, just adjust yourself. Adjust yourself. Make sure you're at the target line. Make sure you're not open. That'll hit it on the heel, right? Make sure you're square to the target, but just take all the tension out of it. And I'm sure after a while, you'll get rid of these dreaded shanks. I'm sorry. But again, for me, the big culprit, standing too far away from the ball. And I'll show you how I did it. I was having trouble with my shoulder turn. So what I was doing was lifting the club up and then making a shoulder turn. That's really nice. But look, when I lifted my club up to make a shoulder turn, it's a great exercise actually. But look, let me put the club down. Look at how far away I am from the ball. So if you're gonna do that, put the club up, practice your shoulder turn. First, put the club right where it should be at the ball, then go up. So you're not lunging. You're not lunging at the ball. See, you're perfectly aligned far enough perfectly from the ball. Then you can take it up and do that. Okay? If you do this and it does not work, write me a comment. Tell me what you're doing. I got to believe you're standing too far away from the ball or your grip is too extreme with your strong left hand and you're taking it to the inside and you got no place to go but to the hosel. That's two. 3, you got too much tension in your arms. Take them right out. Loose arm it. And they got to work, all those solutions. It's got to be a way. You could also be playing with a wedge You could also be playing with a wedge too much on your back foot. Playing a wedge too far on your back foot and a full shot, not a chip, and you're coming in, and again, you're getting way ahead of it with your hips, and your club is lagging behind your shank. I still play the wedge just inside the left foot, just like Hogan did. He doesn't move this position, he moves this position, right? The right foot. That's what changes in the Hogan stance, not the left foot. So I always use club to the ball, handle to the ball off my right thumb as an indicator. Right? So don't put the hands too far ahead at address. Keep it right at the right thumb. You don't want it in back of the ball, but you want it at the right thumb. That's perfect. Just take all the stress out of your body, and I'm sure that you'll get it, and you'll nip this problem in no time.